Hello everyone, I'm Francesca. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am so excited because we are back outside. We are gonna grill again. If you didn't see my other grilling video, be sure to check that out because we made a delicious summer barbecue. This was a few weeks ago. So today we're going to make a grilled peach pizza with vegan pesto and vegan mozzarella and a homemade pizza dough. It's gonna be so delicious. I cannot wait to make it. I can't wait to show you how to make it, and I cannot wait to eat it. As always, the full recipe is on the blog. There's a link in the description box down below for that. I also write in all the ingredients in the description box. And yeah, before we get into making this pizza, I'm very excited because this video today is sponsored by Ruggable. So let's talk about Ruggable for a second. Today, I'm partnering up with Ruggable to show you how incredible their rugs are. This runner adds a beautiful blue color to the kitchen and complements all the little blue touches we already had. Our kitchen is a high traffic area because if I am not cooking, then someone else in my family is. And we have 3 little dogs. So I love that Ruggable rugs are machine washable, safe for pets, and non-slip. I actually got the cushioned pad for this runner and it is so comfortable for standing on while cooking, and Roxy is loving it. Of course, being a food blogger, accidents and spills happen all the time. So I really love that I don't have to worry about messing up our beautiful rug. It really is incredible that you can just easily remove the cover and pop it right in the washing machine. Also, you can get a bunch of different runners and then have interchangeable designs, which I think is so fun. When it is all done, it comes out looking just like new, and Roxy can go back to enjoying it. Be sure to check the link in the description box and use the code plantifullybased10 at checkout, and a big thank you to Ruggable for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get into the recipe. Before I started filming, I already cleaned off this part of the grill, which is what we're going to use. I have some just regular plain old olive oil, and I'm gonna put this, and I'm just gonna wipe it really good on the grill. From there, I'm going to put the grill on pretty low. I don't need this on very high. Flick it all the way down, honestly, to low. So while our grill is warming up, let's cut up our peaches. These are 2 very large peaches. I would say these are pretty decently sized. They are a little mangy looking, okay? But honestly, who cares? We're gonna grill them, it's fine, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to cut these, I'm gonna like kind of cut it in half like this. But we're not doing peach halves because we want grilled peaches actually. And then I'll cut it like this. I don't want to cut it too small, but I don't want to cut it too large either. Let's see, hopefully, yep, I can just pick it right off the pit here. I'll just give these one more cut in half. So you have 8 pretty much. And this is a good, you know, you can use your older peaches for this because they don't have to be the most perfect, beautiful peaches that you've ever had. They're going on a pizza, they're going on a grill. Peaches are beautiful, they're cut. I just also like, peaches are so gorgeous. I love the colors of them, they're stunning. We're going to give them, I have olive oil in here, about a tablespoon, and we're just going to give them a light brushing. This is gonna help them not to stick. This is gonna help them to get some nice color on them. Oh my God, I thought there was a bug on this peach for a second. I was like, oh, get out of here, little bug. This is a vegan pizza. And if you don't have an outdoor grill, if you don't have access to an outdoor grill, if you just don't wanna use an outdoor grill, you can use an indoor grill for this. You could saute them on the stove. There's plenty of ways to make this. I'll have things like that written up in the blog post. Grill is nice and hot. It was about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's perfect. Like I said, we don't need this to be too hot. Now you can just kind of start carefully placing your little peaches. You know what? I'm gonna tell you to use tongs because that's what you should do, but sometimes our hands are our best tools. However, use tongs. Don't get me in trouble, okay? So I have everybody on the grill. They're just doing their thing. You could see them like bubbling and caramelizing and hanging out. I'm gonna flip them in probably like 2 more minutes. I'm actually gonna check some of these guys in the back here first because I like scooted them backwards. So let's try and see what's going on with them. Oh yeah, nice gorgeous grill marks. That's what we're looking for on these. Perfect. So I'm gonna try and flip a few more. And if you go to move it and it's not like, and it's sticking, just try and leave it then because you want those caramelization marks on there. Now we're gonna make a very quick and easy pesto. I'm actually just gonna do this in the blender. Yes, you technically should do it with a mortar and pestle. And in case you didn't know, the word pesto comes from the verb pestare in Italian, which means like to pound, to beat. So that's usually why it's made with a mortar and pestle. So we're gonna add in some vegan parmesan that I just don't want to go everywhere. I'm sure you guys will hear it. This bird is really singing so loud, but he sounds so pretty. So we got our vegan Parmesan. I'm using one from Go Veggie. Then we're going to add in nutritional yeast. We're going to add in some pine nuts. if you can't use pine nuts, if you're allergic, if you don't want to buy them, you could just leave them out. You could swap in a different kind of nut. You could use walnuts, cashews. I have my fresh basil. I actually picked this right from the garden right before we filmed. I don't know, I stayed about 10 to 12 pieces in the recipe. I don't like to do too much, but you do want to have enough. Right in here I have garlic. This garlic I just, 2 cloves that I just kind of like roughly cut. If you want to add in more garlic, you definitely can. And then we got olive oil, some salt. After we, you know, give it a blitz, we'll taste it. And some red pepper flakes. Now we're going to blend it up. Sometimes you have to give your blender a little shake, and I may need to add a drop of water in here. Let's see. Yeah, let's not torture the poor blender. Let's add in a touch of water. I don't want to add too much because I do want this to be like a thicker pesto. You know, this is the fun thing about cooking live, I guess. You know, things happen and you have to just sometimes go with the flow. It's okay if you need to add a little water, a little oil, like you just do what you gotta do. So I think I got the pesto in a much better spot than it was in, and I just gotta scrape these sides down a little bit and just give it one more blend and we should be good. I did this off camera as to just not have another thing to have to film for you guys. And I've done homemade pizza before on the channel, so if you need a step-by-step, you can go watch that video. But here's our pizza dough. Looks gorgeous. Oh, ready? Look at that. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, rows doubled in size. I have a bit of flour I'll sprinkle onto the board. And then we can start stretching our dough. Plop that on there. Oh, and I don't know, you have to tell me if you agree, but there's just something about working with fresh dough that is like the absolute best feeling in the world. If you want to use a store-bought dough, you can use that as well. Although it's really not hard to make homemade dough. It's only a few ingredients and I think it comes out absolutely delicious. Sometimes, you know, your pizza may thin out in certain spots. It just happens. It's okay. Just try your best to keep it, you know, an even thickness all around, and, you know, just get it into the best of a circle as you can. But also there's something that I really honestly enjoy about a homemade pizza that's not a perfect circle. Like, it just shows that it's rustic, and I feel like, you know, it's just gonna taste better. So this is like in a pretty good place, so I'm just gonna grab my pizza peel and we'll transfer it onto there. I have my pizza peel. I'm just gonna give this a nice flouring. Guys, for gluten-free pizza, you could try using gluten-free all-purpose flour. I haven't tried it. I can't speak entirely to how it will work, but it should be okay. Actually, you know what? I want a touch more flour, because there's just nothing worse than when your pizza that you just worked hard to spread the dough out sticks to this when you're transferring it into somewhere. Plop you on. And this is why we flour it really well, because the dough just loves to eat up flour. And like I said, when you go to slide this pizza off, if it sticks, you're gonna be pretty upset. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. We're finally going to assemble this pizza up. I'm gonna start by taking my pesto. I'm gonna lightly spread it on to our crust, or dough, whatever. It's not crust yet, I guess, right? At this point now, the crust is pretty much covered. I have a little more pesto that I'm just gonna save, because maybe I'll try and just blend a little bit with a little extra water for drizzling on top for serving. Now, of course, we have our star of the show, the peaches. There's a lot of juice that's formed, and that's okay. We can use that to our advantage too. So if you want to just drizzle like a little of this juice in some spots, you can. Finally, I have some miyokos mozzarella that I cut up into pieces, and we're just gonna add that. This is about half a block of the miyokos. Look at this beauty. This is gorgeous. Pizza is ready to be cooked. I have a pizza oven actually, so I'm gonna pop it in my pizza oven to cook it. You can bake this in the oven if you want, whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna go cook it and then we'll be back. Let's just have a quick chat. Remember how I told you to flour your boards really well? Yeah. So I guess because it's so humid today, as I was pushing this pizza into the pizza oven, the whole thing did not come off. It scrunched up and it just kind of became a mess. So I did my best to put it back together. It's still gonna taste amazing, but I know it's not my most beautiful pizza, but you know, there's something pretty about the rustic edges and stuff, and it's okay. It's, you know what, listen, this is what happens, and I was angry, very angry in the moment, but it's food and it's still gonna taste good. Also, I put some shredded miyokos on top as well, because I was hoping it would maybe like glue it back together. So I mixed the rest of that dressing that I had, or the pesto, I don't know why I said dressing, with some water. So we could just give like a little drizzle. I don't want to do too much because I added slightly too much water in here, so I don't want it to be like too liquidy. I don't even know if you're ready for these. I have edible flowers. Let's pop these, a few of these on here. These will be great too. I'll stick them right in the parts where the pizza fell apart and nobody has to know. Oh my God, a bug just flew at me. Oh, you guys, it's not my day. It's just not my day right now. Could you have guessed that we were adding microgreens? You know how I feel about them. We'll pop some on. Look at that. Look at how much better this is already looking. A few leaves of basil. So obviously we did have some mishaps. It did, you know, the pizza did not come out as aesthetically shaped as I would have liked, but it did have a cool kind of like scalloped edge going. It is delicious though, and that's really all that matters. So I did want to give you guys a taste test. I actually filmed one already and then I didn't like how it looked, so I'm filming again. But the crust is super thick, which is just how I really love my pizza crust actually. I do think like it does look beautiful, especially with those edible flowers. It adds such a nice touch. Let's give this a bite. The crust is fluffy and chewy, just how I like it. The peaches are caramelized, sweet. Then you get that pesto, that spiciness, a little bit of savoriness, the vegan cheese, saltiness. I mean, it's just, it really doesn't get much better than this. I do hope you try this recipe out. It's really delicious. You're gonna love it. As always, full written out recipes on the blog, ingredients in the description box down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you like this video and if you like this style of video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff, and leave a comment and let me know that you like these kinds of videos. Thank you to Ruggable for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys next week with another recipe. Bye.